Oh, there we go. I had to find my live stream. There you go. Um, okay, I think we're good to go. My slides are cooperating. Let me say hello to a few people. Okay, there we go. That's it. Excellent, excellent. I love when things are coming together. All right. Okay, so hello, Church Nelly, Fancy, Anna Espinoza, Yvonne Clark, Uniquely Me, Elaine Parker, Sonia Johnson, Lydia Washington, Vetty, Fancy, Gwendolyn Daniels, Adrian Burrow, welcome to the live chat. Lucy Highland, welcome. Looks like Lucy's got a membership, I think. Nice. Connie Balmer. Connie's had a membership for a while. Let's see. Oceans. All right. Welcome. Miranda Rios. Annie Bullard. Donna Black. Norma Campbell. Welcome. Sharon Davis. Dory Wiley. Raven 299. Okay. Pamela Porter. Welcome to the live chat. Iris Demonia, welcome. Susie Q, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. Maggie Howell. Okay, we're good. So, what's next for the Sussexes? Let's get to a little housekeeping first. Okay, there we are. First slide. There we go. First slide. Well, I would like to start off with my hero, someone who I adore, Dr. Shola. Dr. Shola has tweeted about that hoghead Piers Morgan. And as you can see, Piers Morgan took exception. He called her disgusting race horses. Almost let that slip. It doesn't matter. It seems like no matter what I do, I still have to request that they review video before they will okay it for monetization. You guys do not understand what a hassle that is. That's why I have to say racehorses. Or the R word. Anyway, disgusting R word crap from one of the did he call her nastiest, most toxic pundits in Britain? The Voice should be ashamed. She's talking about the magazine The Voice. Let me see, of itself. Two, for fueling this fake R word nonsense about William. So, Dr. Shola, as you know, she had an article recently where she called out William for his pattern of racehorses. And we're not talking about National Velvet either, but there's been a pattern of that behavior, saying that, of course, the population boom in Africa, which is supposedly destroying the environment of Africa and ruining the the natural habitats and such. None of which is true, by the way. Africa is one of the least densely populated continents. Others, of course, would be Australia, perhaps. Yeah, Australia, of course, because so much of it is so dry and arid, and very hard to farm there. And you could also say the same thing about parts of Canada, which is, not fully habitated or whatever. So there's many places, but Europe happens to be one of the most densely populated places on earth. And so for a European man like Piers Morgan to uh, challenge Dr. Shola when it comes to Prince William, who just keeps putting his foot in his mouth, just goes to show how arrogant and disconnected that Pierce Morgan is. So Dr. Shola decided to take him to task. And of course, I hurt Pierce Morgan's, well, she said Pierce feelings when I rebuked him fearlessly on TV many times for his hatefulness to Meghan Markle and, of course, racehorses in Britain. A fragile man baby couldn't handle heat, so he blocked me. So apparently, Pierce Morgan has blocked Dr. Shola. I'm sure she takes that as like a badge of honor, having been blocked by that hog head Pierce Morgan. I don't even think I can just call him Pierce Morgan. It just rolls out of my mouth, that hog head Pierce Morgan. Whenever I think Pierce Morgan, I instantly think that hoghead Pierce Morgan. So anyway, that hoghead Pierce Morgan seems to have taken exception with Dr. Shola's rebuke of Prince William, and he felt a need to defend the ordained prince and try to rebuke her for that. So Dr. Shola tweeted later on. As you can see, I think there was like 1 hour between those tweets, and I guess she decided she wasn't through with the topic. So, outspoken equals nasty, fearless equals toxic rather. Um, Anti racehorses equals, racehorses. Uh, Truth equals hate. Assertive equals aggressive. Vocal equals loud, and strong equals bully. So that is her interpretation of some of the things that Pierce Morgan has said about her. So there you have it. Dr. Shola once again has fearlessly gone into places that a lot of people are very passive about, but she likes to call these things out. And there I remind you again that when there was that cartoon that somewhat made a mockery of young Prince George, it was actually Dr. Shola who was one of the most vocal people against the idea that you shouldn't make a cartoon about someone's children like that. So Dr. Shola was defending Prince William's children again and again during the news cycles that followed the announcement and then subsequent release of that cartoon on HBO. So cheers to Dr. Shola, who always finds the right side of any topic and she takes a stand. So, okay. Hoghead P. Morgan, without a job, is spending his last pennies attacking Meghan and Harry's defendants, yes. And of course, yes, please put that picture up so I can drag So we can drag Piers Morgan. You mean the hog head picture? I mean, I have like a collection of Piers Morgan photos, but I decided to spare you guys today. I'm won't even put up the hog head today. So yeah, I'm going to pass on that one, but don't worry, next time we'll get them. Yeah, but that hog head Piers Morgan with that big hog head, big hog jowls, y'all gonna make me dig them pictures out, but I promise you I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna leave that hog head where he is. Anyway, he gets on my nerves, so we are going to move on. Let's see. Prince William allowed Janetti to use George as long as he was attacking Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan. Yeah, so if you guys are not aware about that, Janetti was the guy who was the creator of that Prince George cartoon. Now, I've never like followed him at all or anything like that, but I'm to understand that there was like ongoing attacks against the Sussexes or the Duchess of Sussex using Prince George as some type of vehicle to, I guess, almost seem to be very innocently making fun of the Duchess of Sussex. So I've never followed any of those, but I want to say at the time when the cartoon came out, I've seen a couple of them, and they were very much in poor taste. And anyway, when the cartoon came out, then all of a sudden it was like, oh, once the joke turned on the royal family, including at the time Prince Philip, who had recently crossed over, if you know what I mean, then all of a sudden there was a problem. So, yeah, it was a big contradiction about the way they approached the humor focused with the likeness or images of Prince George, nothing was said about that because it was making fun of the Duchess. But now that it has been turned around and they're making fun of everyone, including the Queen, now it's not so funny. So thank you for reminding us about that, Robin Rogers. Good on you for reminding us. Let me see. I have no idea what happened to Pierce Morgan. He used to be reasonable. I can't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, um, I guess, have a snarky sense of humor or have a cheeky sense of oneself and the way we talk about others. But Pierce Morgan was particularly vicious, almost to the point of stalking the Duchess of Sussex. He was trolling the Duchess of Sussex day after day after day. And there were so many people who have been hurt by his behavior, most notably, of course, the Duchess of Sussex and anybody who cares for her, which would include, the people that love her, her mother, Prince Harry, and of course people that she's worked with. I mean, it wasn't just a matter of it being painful, it was just absolutely embarrassing that a person has married into a family, and the family that they're married into does absolutely nothing to protect her, even though they could. They will speak out against someone claiming that the Duchess of Cambridge has had Botox. Now, that was something to create a federal case over, is the idea that she may have had Botox. But the Duchess of Cambridge didn't have to worry about that because the royal family were quick to defend her, to speak out against the idea that she may have had some type of enhancement to that rather animated face of hers. So, no, she didn't have Botox, right? Right. Right. Anyway, maybe not at that time, but we don't know. And honestly, we don't care. So I am going to move on. If you guys don't mind, let me see here. All right. We'll move on. And so here you have a tale of two princes, Prince William and Kate, Google Camp guests, Tom Cruise, Katy Perry. And by the way, thank you, Twitter. Someone on Twitter posted this, and I decided it was a good thing to share. Katy Perry and Leo DiCaprio for concert and dinner under the stars at ancient Greek temple ruins, right? But when it had to do with Prince Harry, gives barefoot speech at secretive Google Camp climate change conference in Italy in front of A-list crowd, which is code for woke, including Leo DiCaprio and Naomi Campbell. Ooh, secretive. As it is revealed, celebs arrived on a total of 114 private jets. 114 private jets. Now, I remember they made a big stink about that. But you rarely hear Prince William associated with the use of private jet these days. As a matter of fact, they rarely use any type of negative associations when it comes to Prince William. They reserve all of those nonsensical criticisms for Prince Harry. I mean, if you look at the dates of these, right? Uh, 31 July 2019, 1 August 2019. See how differently they were treated? I mean, but I'm preaching to the choir. You guys already know that Harry is constantly made a patsy for his brother, so I don't need to point that out to you, but it just seems like I tell you, the one day I forget to turn my phone off, Lord have mercy. And wouldn't you know it, the caller ID says spam. Anyway, it's off now. I apologize for that. But yeah, spam. Anyway, let me stop. Not important to spam. It's just frustrating. All right. That so-called royal family have embraced everyone that have spoken hate against Duchess Meghan. Therefore, they have sanctioned the hate. Absolutely, Donna Black. They have given implied consent to the hate aimed at the Duchess of Sussex. One could almost derive from that type of concentrated hate as the calls are coming from inside the house. The calls are coming from inside the house. You know, almost every day I have to remind people that Dan Wooten Tootin, or that Wooten Tootin Dan Wooten, launched a tirade against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It would be so much easier. He talks so creepy, doesn't he? It would be so much easier for them to blame anything uncomfortable on racehorses rather than address the fact that the negativity toward them is coming from within the royal family. That guy is so creepy. I mean, if I tell you, um, he gives me the creeps. If I ever find out that they dug through his crawl space and found something, I would not be surprised. Do you understand me when I say that? If they ever tell me that they found something rather bizarre anywhere on his person or in his home or something like that, that would not shock me. That guy gives me the creeps. They always try to paint Harry as the scapegoat. So glad he is far away from this dysfunctional family. Absolutely. It would be so much easier. I hate them. Anyway, Piggy Pierce can come over here and say something to the wrong black person, and they will pop him in the mouth. As of course, we don't condone violence, but we will laugh at it if it should happen to happen. Then in February 2020, Harry did the Travelers Conference and they lost their minds all over again. Isn't that right, though? Thanks for reminding us, Patricia. Harry is a real man, and I'm happy Harry moved away from the firm, not his family. They call him move away. Let me see. I'm sorry, caused him to move away. All right, so let me see. Avery J, you say, oh, you just want to say hi to everybody. That's fine. I'll leave that up there for a second. Okay. All right, yeah, I'll take that one. There's many instances where both couples did the same thing and had very different news outcomes. Absolutely. That happens so often. It's almost an event if it doesn't happen, right? Okay, so here's another example, and I promise you guys, I think this is the only other one that I have on this topic because I know it triggers and frustrates, but we have to remind one another and we have to call them out that there is something foul afoot with the institution. So here's another grab from Twitter. Today, we stand with the president and all of Ukraine. William and Kate tweet support for Kyiv in a rare political comment as Cambridges recall the privilege of meeting President Zelensky and his wife in 2020. I love when whenever the Queen or Philip would ever go somewhere. I guess Charles does the same thing. And the Queen says, I look back fondly. I will always look back fondly. That's what she always says. I will always look back fondly on the occasion of such and such when she's such and such. Well, of course, if you are a head of state and you've lived to 95, of course, you've met everybody all the way back to Charlemagne or William the Conqueror. So that's not unusual. But yeah, they love to throw those photo ops out there, and that's one of the ways that the royal family maintains prestige is that they hitch their wagons to other people that are famous and their success. And at the opportune moment, just like with Will and Kate, they roll out the photos and such as though they had something to do with anything. As you can see, the way Kate's head is cocked to the side. I wish I had a close up of that photo that I can show you. She looks like she's bored out of her wits. And William has that grimace on his face, like he can't wait to get home and give himself an enema. So okay, so Putin is shaking in his boots. Twitter users remark on Harry and Meghan, a defiant statement that they stand with the people of Ukraine. So that one really, really bothered me because you can just barely see the tweets that they brought up in order to mock the Sussexes. But uh, lost in translation here, but as Squatties, we all know that the Sussexes were the first of the British royal family to come out and support the people of Ukraine. Not necessarily just the president of Ukraine, but the people of Ukraine. As they have done quite often, they have put out a public statement. Now, that by itself seems pretty harmless, and of course it is in most instances, and it should be. But the point is, the Sussexes do everything with a sense of purpose, and by them bringing attention to the plight of the people in Ukraine, it brings attention to their causes, such as the need for food, shelter, etc. They were the first to reach out to the people of Ukraine by mentioning that there was a humanitarian crisis going on. And so it leave it to the Daily Mail to make a mockery of it, only to embrace Tweedledee and Tweedledum later on. So anyway, there you have it. Okay. So Doll and Dollar often wave and smile, but Harry and Meghan partner with World Central Kitchen, who are out there feeding the refugees from Ukraine. Great point, Mandy Thrall. Thank you so much for saying that. Exactly. And of course, the connection between the Sussexes and the WCK also brings much needed funding, which I'm sure a lot of squatties have contributed to the World Central Kitchen, among other causes that the Sussexes have made partnerships or donations to. I think I can't even count off the top of my head without really thinking about it. But there are places that I have donated money that I would have never donated money in 1,000 years, as Starkey says, in 1,000 years. had the Sussexes not taken up the call. So bravo to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for okay, thank goodness. I just noticed that there were 666 people in the live stream. I'm like, somebody come or go, but we can't have that number standing. That's bad juju. Okay. What's sad is that image from yesterday, Commonwealth, that future monarch, so sad looking. Yeah. Um, that looked more like a funeral, as one of the squatties pointed out. It seemed more like a funeral than anything else. Okay, so that's it for that. This really disappointed me. This really disappointed me. NBC Today Show. I didn't even watch it. I saw it was on YouTube, and so I just grabbed the thumbnail. But I, why are they even having this conversation? Let alone why is that a thing on American television? Why do they care? Why do they care? That's what I want to know. Why is NBC helping the enemy? Um, this happens from time to time, and just when I thought I saw, well, yes, the Today Show, but that is still NBC, right? So just when I thought I saw um, the last of this type of coverage, there we go again. There we go again. The major networks here in the US keep doing this. And I thought I saw the last of it some time ago, but no, it comes back to haunt us again. It comes back to haunt us again. And that is why the squad is so important. Because if it wasn't for the Sussex squad having put as much pressure on the American networks, this would happen even more often. I don't even know why this is news. Instead of talking about the Invictus Games or something more important to the Sussexes, they have to bring up that old fart again. I mean, come on. Okay, we need to do the Twitter receipt book on how they treat the Sussexes. Just flip through the book and double standards and then sell it. It would be the bestseller in the US and donate the money to Food Kitchen. I wish it would be a bestseller, but you know, Americans are so fickle. Americans are so fickle. So you would hope so. Okay, so Baron, can you tell William and Kate that is they told the volunteers in their visit? I know where this is going. That all we can do is a little wave and a smile. I know where that's going. But yeah, okay. So anyway, all right. And let's see. There's that. William's absence from Key Princess Margaret and Queen Mother Memorial. And of course, they flip it on the Sussexes. Um, Phil snub, Queen given just 15. They don't know that. I'm not even going to dwell on that. And of course, they're off to the. I found this photo the other day. It's just astounding that, what is that, an 8 million pound helicopter? They don't even do that much work. They haven't even needed the helicopter until the Sussexes left, really. But the Queen bought that. I didn't even know that. I think Elaine Parker, was that you told me that the Queen had bought? I thought that was the Queen's helicopter. It's not. That is their helicopter. I cannot wrap my brain around the fact that they are in need, that they work so much that it requires a helicopter. This photo is an insult. This is the guy who loves to complain about the environment. And one of the squatties said today, glad Meghan left. Imagine that that that's the supposed work they'll give her. Ooh, right. So if Meghan would have stayed in the family, Could you well, stayed as a working senior royal in Narnia? That could have been Meghan in New York, planting hedges or whatever. But instead, they sent good old dependable Ford Fiesta. I wonder if she found out about this when she got on the plane. I wonder if she was like crossing the Atlantic and just about somewhere over Nova Scotia, everyone in the plane from front to back heard, "What?" Could you imagine that? Crossing the Atlantic and everybody in the plane heard the loudest, "What?" Oh my goodness. They used it to fly between homes during the lockdown. How come that doesn't surprise me? 10 minutes a month's work requires a private helicopter and jet, but yet the tabloids attack the Sussexes day after day. I mean, one jet flight, one private jet involving the Sussexes, and they would talk about it for a week. They're angry Harry's not at Philip's thing, so royal rodents and so-called body language experts can't watch his every move to start drama and blame the Sussexes. Here, here. Queen has lavished William with three palatial homes, a helicopter, etc., and Harry was given a dilapidated servant's quarter and then forced to pay for it even out of his own pocket, even though it was a gift. Let's take a look at that home, shall we? This is Harry's second servant's quarters that they gave him. Just as a reminder, so lest we should forget, let's take a look at the infamous Frogmore. The Frogmore. Ah, where is it? I know I have it because I haven't stopped complaining about it ever since. There it is. There is the Frogmore. Not even Frogmore Hall, not Frogmore House, just Frogmore Cottage. Okay. And then, okay, you guys, let me get a little messy here. Let me get just a mite messy if you don't mind. So, as I said before, it almost seemed like Sophie told Kate, watch, since the queen's not going to the royal carol, I'm going to wear my bathrobe. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. and and sure enough, this fashion challenge countess of Wessex. See, this is why they won't make her a duchess because anybody who would go to who thought as little of Westminster Abbey as she has to wear her old frumple bathrobe to Westminster Abbey for the royal carol just because the queen wasn't there. Anybody who does that deserves to be sent to New York to go plant a tree. Yeah, anybody who has the nerves to go and rock that old frumpy bathrobe and go all the way. Yeah, she deserves that trip to New York. I'm just saying, until anybody tells me otherwise, I am convinced that that is a bathrobe. Okay, so on to the next slide. Okay, am I going in the right direction here? All right, there we go. So, a little more shade for the Cambridges before we get on to what's next for the Sussexes. William seems to be challenged with umbrellas. Just the other day, when they left the Westminster Abbey, William was walking ahead of Kate and she was struggling to race under the umbrella. Well, as you know, it's not a first time. The photo on the left, that was, I believe, Scotland, maybe. And the one on the right, That one you may recognize from the last Jubilee that they had when it was raining, and that was when Philip became violently ill because he was out in the rain and he wasn't properly covered. Anyway, Harry gestures to William, "Hey, mate, what about your wife?" And as you can see, the Duchess of Cambridge is looking puzzled by the fact that her gallant husband decided that he would just prance off without her, leaving her behind. They say this photo is very difficult to find online. Because of the grainy nature of this photo, you know that it comes from a magazine of that day. But it's very hard to find this photo online. So the squatties, the intrepid squatties, somehow someone found the magazine, which I think is that a French magazine? But anyway, someone found it and put it back online again for all of us to share and share again. But yeah, so William, who loves his wife so much, went prancing off out into the rain without a care in the world. And Harry, being the gentleman, had to, I guess, scoff at his brother about it to make sure that his wife was good. So this is something he's done again and again. The only other person that I know that does this as often was the former president of the United States, the Orange Menace. So no surprises. This is nothing new. William has done this time and time again. I wish the body language experts would have their way with this. Okay, so what's next for Harry and Meghan? Well, we all know what's next. In a month, there is the Invictus Games at The Hague. It was very difficult to find like a working schedule. Although I did find a schedule of the events, but none of it mentions that I could find. None of it actually mentions the movements of the Sussexes, which is reassuring because we definitely do not want their security compromised. So um, there's nothing publicly announced. There's no need to go digging for anything, but um, no mention, of course, but I know the family has to be there with him. This is going to be like one of the biggest moments for Prince Harry in a long time. And of course, the other things that the Sussexes have done recently involved the what was it? The trips to New York, of course, and the Intrepid event. Well, this is like going to dwarf all of that stuff. Um, and this is Harry's baby, but they are a partnership. So it'll be interesting to see how the Duchess of Sussex is involved with this as far as publicly. But this is Harry's baby. So the Sussexes have that. And of course, the various things happening legally. But we're not going to get into that because uh, too much of that the past couple of days. The last thing we want to think about is her dad and her half sister. So I'm going to totally bypass that and just focus on some good news with the Invictus Games. So the Sussexes will have that big event coming up. Harry's book is coming later on this year. And what else? And of course, Pearl, I believe Pearl will appear later on this year. I believe it's supposed to. But one thing we know is they're probably not going to the Jubilee. So there you have the Invictus flag right there. So if you guys are on Twitter, you probably have seen a great deal of these photos. Oh my goodness. Avery J, thank you so much for that. And the decimal point is in the right place. I have to point that out because I want you to be sure, but I am greatly appreciative of that if the decimal place is right. If not, please do let me know because I don't want you to overextend yourself. But I appreciate you watching the channel and participating in the live chats. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex And thank you for, I guess, being here day after day. It's always good that people come back. So, that being correct, I do thank you. And thank you for believing in this channel. I greatly appreciate that. And you know what? I can bring up. Why don't we watch that video together, shall we? Instead of me just doing the slides, I can bring up the video and we can do that. We can do that. Let's see. Oh, at least I thought I could. Let me try one more time. Okay. All right, let me try that. Yeah, we'll watch it together if I can find it. Gosh, this worked last time. Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it.
One more time, guys, please. You know I need to get this right, and I really want to get it right as well. So, how do I say, good afternoon, you've done a great job in Dutch?
Goedemiddag. Jullie hebben het goed gedaan.
Okay.
Goedemiddag. Jullie hebben het goed gedaan.
Goedemiddag, jullie hebben het goed gedaan.
Yes.
I'll take
Sounds
that.
good.
And what else? Anything else I need to know?
Can you say stroopwafel?
Stroopwafel. Love those. I get double thumbs up from Fenna. I get a slightly bizarre looking face from Yella. Are you a teacher in your spare time?
I was before I...
That's why.
What else? What else do I need to know?
Scheveningen.
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 Oh dear. Okay.
Scheveningen.
Wat goed.
Ah, wat good. Yes, very good.
Do you think I'm ready?
We think you're ready.
Dankjewel. Tot ziens in Den Haag.
And don't forget your hat.
Ah, yes. Don't forget my hat. I got my hat. I got my hat.
And the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
You're ready.
You're ready.
We're ready.
I love that. And let me tell you guys, I don't know if you know this, but in the Dutch press, this video in the news and everything over there, I can't help but think that the Sussexes are going to receive the welcome, the love, and respect that is surely missing from back in Narnia. So I am waiting to get goosebumps at the opening ceremony. I'm just waiting for that. I don't know how I'm going to stream it or watch it or whatever. I wish I could be there, but I have like so many things going on here stateside that it would just be impossible for me at this time. But I will definitely night and day cover everything that I can, as well as I know everybody else in the Sussex squad is going to do the same. So you guys, I'm looking forward to this, and it is going to be magic. They deserve this. Harry deserves this. This is his baby. He's worked hard for this, and even though that family of his would have tried to take this away from him if they could, but this is going to be a big moment, and not just for him, but for the entire Sussex family. They are going to receive a welcome worthy of anyone who has worked this hard and have sacrificed so much for others, even though he comes from a life of privilege. So, cannot wait. Prince Harry Charles David Mountbatten-Windsor will be promoting his book on the American talk show when he have time for the Jubilee. Thank you, Janice, for reminding us of that. Are you trying to make the corners of my mouth touch my ears? Because I am smiling right now. I am smiling. Let me see. Body language experts are blind for Prince William and Kate, but if Prince Harry and Meghan, they have a lot to talk about. They think they know everything, and they are trolls. They are trolls. God, they're trolls. Susie Q, you say, I am surprised the media did not bring up that pic behind Harry. Really? What picture is that? I want to, let me see. That Okay, what is that? Please tell me, because I know I've seen it before, but I just don't remember what it was. Thanks, Anastasia. I was trying to figure out if it was a different language. It's Dutch, right? It's Dutch. I recognize the Dankjewel. Dankjewel, dankjewel, dankjewel. Yeah. Because when I went to the Netherlands, I practiced. I wanted to, Rick Steve say at least learn a few words of Dutch, even though everybody there speaks English. I mean, without exception, I couldn't find anybody who didn't speak English. But I tried as a way to ingratiate myself with the Dutch people, who are very nice, by the way. Let me see. Just imagine if Duchess Meghan and the kids show up with Harry at the Invictus Games. Boy, the royal haters will go crazy with jealousy. Yeah, I mean, do we know officially that Meghan will be there and part of the ceremony? I don't know that. I'm sure that is the case. I haven't seen any reference to it just yet. Prince Henry. Okay, I saw that, right? Oh, I got some ways to go. Anyway, let me go to the next. I'll take this one. Harry's really the Cinderella in the story. He was with a family who never appreciated his hard work, blamed for everything. He had to clean after his lazy sibling, and then the princess saved him. It does work out like a Disney story, doesn't it? And again, I'm just glad that Harry is secure enough in his position in life, that he can have fun, that he can juggle outside the window. I caught myself. He can juggle outside the window. And it's okay. Um, I'm sorry. But anyway, he can do that, and the Duchess can go on the Ellen show and have fun, and it's okay. So yeah, I'm glad that they're not taking themselves so serious that they cannot have fun. And okay, so just briefly, I'm going to touch on this. This is probably just a bunch of BS. I don't want to kill the mood, but that happened yesterday. And anyway, they're probably, everyone believes that they're trying to um, somehow push all of the trolling up. I said I caught myself. Gwendolyn, you know how my twisted mind works. And I know that Lori knows how my twisted mind works. So, as I said, I caught myself, okay? Anyway, stop it, you all. We're not going to have another one of those um what do you call it, rodeo days today. Um Now what was I saying? Oh yeah. So they you know what I'm saying. Um Let me go on to the next one. So ever notice how people who don't tolerate lies, disrespect, or deceit are always labeled difficult, crazy, or bitter? I am not paying you no attention. Yes. Have you ever noticed that? Of course you have. And so, because the Sussexes were not taking that nonsense, you know, as life goes, it's one thing if you want to mess with me, right? But if I love someone or someone that I love trusts me, I'm not going to let you go after them like you go after me because I dismiss it because that's just the way it's always been in the family. That's one thing. But going after his wife, that was the line that they crossed. That was the big deal breaker. And so, if not for the Duchess of Sussex, who knows how long that treatment would have gone on. Even when they are being nice, the media still qualify their statements about Meghan with, I don't usually feel sorry for Meghan, but yeah, isn't that just awful the way that was titled? That's why I didn't want to dwell on it too long, but it was all over the Twitter yesterday, and everybody was just like calling it BS, the BS that it is. They can't just say what is happening to Megan is wrong. Yeah, they won't ever say that. And that's exactly it. Even when they are being nice, the media still qualify their statements by about Megan with "I don't usually feel sorry for." That is disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting, and it was just like you look at it and you have that reaction to it, and then immediately you can see right through the nonsense. So really I kept looking at it. The story is very short. If you have seen it, there wasn't much substance to it except to try to shift the blame to the father and the half sister. Other than that, there was really nothing there. There was no contrition or anything like that. There was just nothing there. God, I wish I knew what that word meant. Okay. Gosh, I wish I knew what that meant. Where is Ivy so she can help me sort that out? Guess who was so miffed about the Sussex's private plane was Chris Ship's celebrated how much emissions it accumulated. Should I be surprised about Chris Ship? Did you guys, if you watched yesterday, I don't know which squad he said, did he take a breath? Did he breathe? I love that. Let me see. Baron, has the UK body language experts started analyzing the Sambridge family and Charles Camilla? I wish they would. I wish they would do that. But I doubt it. They're making their money with the Sussexes. Um, I don't recommend this, and I know I shouldn't say it because I don't want to encourage people, but there have been occasions where I would see the same um, hate channel pop up. And by going to their menu and looking at their videos, you will notice that anytime they make a video about the Sussexes, their numbers would spike. Maybe you guys have seen the old lady that is I think an antiques collector, or she goes to the rummage sales or the car boot sales or whatever. She looks like anybody's sweet, loving grandma, right? Good one, Annie. She looks like anybody's sweet, loving grandma. Well, for whatever reason, I think one day she mentioned the Duchess of Sussex, and boom, her popularity went into the stratosphere in comparison to everything else she's done. And so when I saw that, because I'm always looking at the numbers when the hate channels pop up, I brought up the whole menu of her videos. The ones that made the most views were the ones where she talks about the Sussexes. That always happens with the hate channels, especially the ones where they don't talk about the Sussexes all the time, only when they feel like they choose to chime in on some subject, then all of a sudden their views go up. Yep. Not sometime, all the time. All they have to do is inject the Sussexes in there, and boom, they have hit pay dirt. 90,000 views. How many videos do you think I've had that have exceeded 90,000 views? I'll tell you, two. Out of 400 and maybe 20 videos, I've only had two that have exceeded 100,000 or even 90,000. But for those hate channels, that is any given day of the week. So there you have it. And so if anybody thinks that the Sussexes are not relevant, I just told you. I just told you. You don't have to go and verify that. I've done it for you. But that's exactly what happens with the hate channels, is that when they mention the Sussexes, their numbers go through the roof. The UK body language experts started analyzing the sandwiches. Oh, did I read that one already? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I need to move on. Don't I? Watching the Commonwealth, I have never seen so many plastic smiles and fake embraces in my life. Oh yeah, you mean like they made a big deal out of William talking to Charles's emotional support, Camilla. William got up close and personal with her. I mean, he was all up in her video, just looking into her eyes and making small talk. I don't know what kind of deal were made between Charles and William, but it's probably that same camaraderie that ganged up against Harry at the Sandringham Summit. So bought and paid for, bought and paid for. Let me see. Any strong man would gut anyone who goes after his wife, and if they go after his children, he will end them. Marshall, you ain't lying about that. You know, like I say, it's one thing if you're messing with me, but if you're messing with me and mine, then that's a whole nother thing. Leave my family alone. That's true, Avery. Bullying this innocent woman means nothing to these heartless women. Are you talking about those hounds from hell that uphold the right wing values of that family? Gravy Train ran dry and now they're out fending for themselves. I know that's right. Let me see. Donna says, Baron, that's exactly what the tabloids are trying to do. And I believe it was the Sun paper that tried to bribe Rex and that that heifer. You know that one always gets me, and that heifer works for the Sun. You know that one always gets me. You just snuck that up on me, but that's okay. I appreciate it. I can't be halfway either. You agree with the Duchess Meghan or not agree. No one is perfect, but Duchess Meghan didn't deserve this. Absolutely, Sharon Davis. That heifer. My father always used to say, "Don't let anyone treat you like a what is that? Cuckoo? What is that? Mayak? Because Megan then let them do it. They have their panties in a knot." Okay. So YouTube still don't do anything to punish these haters because they make money off of them. Too disgusting. You know, Letitia Malone, I don't see a lot of the hate channels because I always hit that not interested where you see those three dots. But occasionally I will have like a flood of them come in for whatever reason. I'll get a flood of them that come in, and then I have to do it all over again. Is not interested, not interested. Like Sean Neil Sean, I can never remember which goes first. I never see him in my feed. It's so rare that Sean Neil pops up in my feed because I have hit those three dots so many times that is so rare. But like if you hashtag if you do a hashtag search of anything involving the Sussexes, then you're going to get a lot of those hate channels that popped up. So I try to avoid like doing a hashtag Prince Harry, hashtag um, um, Duchess Meghan or something like that. If you do that, you're going to invite those channels into your feed. So that's one way I've learned to push them aside, is to never do the hashtag. Otherwise, you're just asking for it. Let me see. Mascara. I am peaceful woman, but he makes me so angry. I want to pull up on him. Lydia, are you trying to say you got some hardware? Does that mean you got some hardware? Let me see. Okay. You know what? I don't feel like showing out today, so I'm not gonna speak French because you all get so agitated when I show out with my skills with the en français. So I'm just going to bypass. But thank you, Charlotte. Mademoiselle, bonjour, and merci beaucoup. Yes. Okay, the Commonwealth service today was a joke. I was wondering what happened to the people outside, non-present. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people gathered around to. You know what, Annie? I'm going to go back and I'm going to see if I can find when they made their entrance, because I didn't see practically any of it on video. So I am curious, and it's going to be great material for me if it turned out to be a big fat nothing burger. I need to move on, don't I? Okay, so I finished that slide. Let's go to this one. All right. Prince Harry tried to speak Dutch, and we loved it. Video inside, right? So this was the media from over there in the Netherlands applauding the fact that Prince Harry, I believe that's a Dutch paper, where they were applauding the fact that he was trying to speak Dutch. So, as I say, this is going to be a welcome worthy of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And here's a little news for you. Okay, all right. Royal news from IG22. The Dutch King Willem-Alexander will attend the closing ceremony of the upcoming Invictus Games on April 22nd, right? And then HRH Princess Margriet will be present for the opening ceremony on April 16th. So, to show you what a big deal this is going to be, expect to see the Dutch royals there, right? Good idea. Love it. Again, something worthy of the Sussexes being in another kingdom. It's a shame that to get love and respect, they always have to leave Narnia for that. They can't even go back to Narnia because they are afraid of what will happen, right? Yes, très bien. Okay. Gives me goosebumps just listening to his over interest in learn quick Dutch dialect, which is not easy. Okay. All right. And there you have, that's Marguerite. Marguerite will be at the opening ceremony, and Willem will be at the closing ceremony. The House of Orange. The House of Orange. I believe that's the Dutch royal family name, right? Orange. I studied in Germany on the border with Holland, and they love it when you try to speak Dutch or German, as they say it shows them a sign of respect for their language. I always try, Roseanne. I probably do better with German than I can do with the with Dutch, only because There's so many German words that have been incorporated into English, I think makes it so much easier. I think for me to I mean, like reading German, I can sometimes figure out what's going on. Sometimes. Well, except for that one German word. What is it? Arsfart? Arfart? Arsfart? I remember that German town where people kept stealing the sign. Do you guys remember that? There was a town in Germany that kept stealing the sign. It was called Fuch, but it was spelled another way that seems more familiar to people who have dropped the F bomb. But it was called Fuch, Germany, a town called Fuch. So people kept stealing the sign. And the mayor of the town, he thought that they should change the name of it because, as far as he was concerned, he couldn't understand what the Fuch they were. Stevie Wonder could see that coming, but no, that's serious. They kept stealing the sign for Fuch, Germany. Okay, and so this one won't get monetized either. uh, Thank you, mascara. I didn't think anybody would appreciate that, but thank you. Thank you for your service. One of the squatties made that. Cooper Sparks. That's where I found it. So I'm guessing that was Cooper Sparks' Twitter page where they made you know what I mean, their tweet. The fifth annual sporting event, which includes servicemen, servicewomen, and veterans who have suffered life-changing injuries or illness, is set for April 16th, 2022 in The Hague, Netherlands. So there you go. Global citizens, the me you can't see, well child, the Invictus Games, Ballet, and the one at the bottom, that's the African National Parks, I believe, right? So I love that. It spells out. And those are just a few, right? I think there's something well, let me see. Well, I guess those are the main ones because I think there's others, but that's our Harry. Harry has worn so many hats, right? So many hats. But I did not say anything about a Stetson, big belt buckles, or chaps because the last time that was the topic of conversation, we all know what happened. Okay, so it's in German, but that town was spelled the other way. I know I didn't just imagine it. I believe that really happened. But yeah, go ahead and Google it, you guys who haven't heard that story. You're right. The YouTube makes a lot of money off the anti-Meghan channels. More keep popping up, yet they monitor everything said about the unroyal family. This is not a coincidence. Well, as I said, it doesn't take much for me to lose monetization. Every time I finish a live stream, I have to go and check to see if my video is being monetized. And you guys have heard my videos all this time. Could you say that there's been anything that has caused any type of controversy aside from the cowboy video? Any type of controversy that should alarm the people at YouTube? Okay, don't answer that because I don't want y'all to end up having to give evidence in court. So just forget I said that. uh, Church Nelly, this early in the day? Does that excite you this early in the day? I mean, come on, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. Okay. Okay, so just a few random photos of the past Invictus events. And of course, that photo on the left, that is the one that lets you know that Harry has this close connection to his wife, that he carefully watched her feet to make sure that she didn't trip or stumble as she walked away. He is examining the ground to make sure that she's not injured in any type of way, right? That's exactly what he's doing, is that he's looking at the ground so he can warn her. So he can warn her if there's any type of impediment that will prevent her from walking down the block. There you go. Okay, and I love this one, but I'm going to show you. That's my favorite right there. I love this photo. Out of all the Invictus photos, this is the one that truly speaks to me. Yes, he's merely looking at the ground to make sure that there is nothing obstructing her glide to the other side of something. That is exactly what he's doing. He's making sure that he can quickly yell out to her, be careful. Here, be careful. So, and that's what he's doing because he cares, and he just oh Lord. Church Nelly, what are you starting? What are you starting here? Okay. But yeah, I want one of those Invictus jackets. Those are so cool. And the these are pretty cool too. So just a typical American. And what I still haven't figured out about this photo with Michelle Obama, why is she hyperextending that young lady's prosthetic limb for this photo? I mean, obviously she has use of her arms, but for whatever reason, our first lady is like torture testing this girl's prosthetic limb. I still haven't figured that out. It's just something about that is so weird to me. I mean, she's smiling. Um, Michelle is smiling. I'm sure that they're. Yes, just checking to make sure that there are no twigs or anything on the ground so that the Duchess of Sussex can safely make her way someplace. Okay, so last slide, you guys. And I love this photo. So this was their first public outing as a couple. And of course, later on, that's when they announced that there was an engagement. This is Harry's baby, but this is going to be a Sussex family event. And I could not be more happier. This is when Harry, I think, first met Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is sizing him up as his beautiful wife, Jill, was seen all over town. There were reports made to the vice president at the time that that this redhead and this blonde was seen all over town, and of course, Joe Biden wanted to make sure that Harry understood that there was somebody at home waiting for her. So I thought that was very sweet. Uh-oh, sorry. There we go. And there is the Bidens, and there is Barack Obama. That is another one of those images from the Toronto games of 2017. This is big, you guys. This is really, really big. So we should all applaud Harry's efforts every time we see something to do with the Invictus Games. I am so intensely proud of him. Just think, he didn't even have facial hair when all of this started. And I think that the Duchess looks really cool when she's like all decked out in her Invictus stuff. So one of the things I can't wait to see is to see the Duchess of Sussex rocking those Invictus uniforms or whatever you call them. Very proud of Harry. Okay, you guys, that's it. That is it. We are good. So I will get to some of your comments. Let me leave it with I need to find a good photo of them to stay with. Okay, let me find one. This one. I like this one so they can just like hang out with us. Okay, that's the algorithm, the owners process, the couple, especially Meghan. It is the status quo and the hate channels that give them more revenue. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Letitia Malone says, okay, Baron and Squatties, catch you all the next one. My dinner is ready. I'm so glad that you had this time with us. I am so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. It just seems like we get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say, enjoy your dinner. Some of you baby boomers recognize that thing I just said. If you do recognize it, go ahead and good Lord, Nelly, am I going to have to turn the fire hose on you? I would go get the regular like water hose, but I don't think that's going to be strong. Good Lord. Anyway, what is happening? And you're not alone, I think. Every time I look around, I keep seeing kilts, kilts, kilts. Good Lord. It's like you just escaped from a women's prison or something. You too? You too? You're supposed to be like the very model of decorum for the Royal Sussex. I'm surprised. Oh Lord. Kate. Kate, you too? Oh man. Well, okay. So, let's see. Before the smoke detectors go off, let me see. Yes, I'm sure it's always something to. You all know how to make me blush. You know that, right? Here I am thinking there was some serious comment or something like that. Okay, I think I see something. I'm just going to move on. Because of the pandemic, they are having the next Invictus Games next year in Germany. Dusseldorf, right? Okay. Oh, man. Anyway, let's see. Okay. All right. I think Church Nelly and I can be best friends. I like her thinking. uh, okay. All right. Okay. Let me go back a couple of them here. I'm sure it's something. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm so glad I became an official member. Thank you for welcoming me. Well, thank you, Lucy. I'm so glad you're here. Um, and just so you know, it's not always like this. Um, I perhaps there's a full moon or something like that. Did I just say moon? That wasn't a good one. Let me see. I believe that the racehorses tabloids are behind some of these YouTube hate channels. I've noticed there's a channel that's the same title on the video that appears in the headlines of the article in the paper. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that so far, but again, I do try to avoid them. Yes, I do. I totally understand. And that is only Tuesday. This seems more like a Friday evening topic, but okay. All right. Oh boy. And see, I caught myself earlier when I mentioned that Harry was outside juggling. I caught myself earlier. So I thought that had put like an end to whatever might happen, but I could see I don't even how did kilts come up though? I don't even did I just say kilts come up? How did how did that become a topic of conversation? See, I had to catch myself. Kilts come up. How did that topic happen? There you go. Well, you guys should. I tell you, why don't you all do like a rent one of those? What do you call it? Take one of those tour buses around Scotland. I think you'll like that. But I love Scotland. Scotland was amazing. If I eat one more shortbread cookie, I had shortbread cookies like every place I went. I bought another pack of them because I was going through shortbreads like you wouldn't believe. Shortbreads and let's see, and I bought one piece of tartan, one article of tartan, and that was a scarf. Okay, so I think since we oh, is he Scottish? I had no idea. I don't think I've ever heard him talk, if you can believe that. Boris Kodjo. I don't think I've ever am I saying it right? Cujo? Cujo or whatever. I don't think I've ever heard him speak before. I think I know who he is though. I think he's bald or something like that. But yeah, I don't think I've ever heard him speak. I actually on the Facebook I belong to one of those what do you call that? One of those Facebook pages for like Scottish whatever. I just joined it because when I went there, anyway. I've been fascinated about Scotland for a long time. Do you guys know that Scotland have some of the best engineers ever? Some of the best engineers ever come from Scotland. Okay. And you know what? I actually crashed a wedding in Scotland one time. Um, Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find a couple of my pictures from Scotland. I'll share it with you. If I can find a couple, I will share it. Give me just a second here. And I'll show you some photos that I took in Scotland, if you guys don't mind. Let's see. Let me see if I can make this happen really fast. Yeah, you guys, we're going to wrap up soon. So if you guys have other things to do, I would say have a good day. For those of you that are staying, I'm going to share just a couple of photos from Scotland. So I don't want to hold you guys any longer than necessary, but I'm just going to share a couple of photos from my adventures in Scotland. Wow, only 478 photos. Go figure. That is so weird. Okay. Let me find a good one for you. So I saw a wedding at I guess was this Edinburgh? No, I think it was Glasgow Cathedral. Yeah, so I saw a wedding going on at the Glasgow Cathedral. and I just kind of took photos. Well, there's the guy playing the bagpipes that I saw. Where is he? This guy. Okay, yeah. I took this photo while I was there. Yeah, so there's a bagpipe player, and I wonder what that garment is he's wearing. But if you ever go to Edinburgh, I have to warn you, when you go to Edinburgh, they have something called a close. And the close, that means that you are walking through this alley that has a whole bunch of steps. It is exhausting. I did that a couple of times and I was so tired. I thought I was going to collapse. Uh, and that's walking up. Walking down is no picnic either. I took some photos on board the Britannia, but I don't suppose. Oh, this is really bad. I have to share this with you guys. This is really bad. Do not judge me for this. Do not judge me for this photo. Please don't. Um, you can't see their faces, so nobody is harmed by this photo. But as you can see, being an African American, I was so fascinated by this lady in the photo. I was like, oh, you don't see that much. I mean, in my community, I expect to see that quite often, but I was just like taken aback by it. So for some reason, as though I was some type of I guess wildlife photographer, I just had to take a picture of it. I know, don't judge me. I was just fascinated. That's all. There was nothing weird. Okay, yeah, maybe it was weird, but I was just totally taken aback by the shadows. Listen, I take a lot of photos when I'm traveling, and anything that seems interesting or unusual. This was at the Holyrood Castle, by the way. Anything that seems interesting or unusual, I'm subject to take a photo. And so I saw that and I was just like, wow, that's interesting. You don't see that too often. Well, I tell you what, she's doing a lot better than Pippa. That's a lot better than Pippa. That's what they wanted us to believe that Pippa was doing on the Cambridge wedding day, and we all know that wasn't the case. So, um, yeah, at least you can say she's living up to Pippa. I can't even believe I'm mentioning Pippa. Uh, again, don't judge me. I was just taking a photo. Um, okay, so let me see what else I got for you guys. There was that, and just some random photos I took. You've already seen the one that I used for. Oh, this was now. Tell me, this isn't a. Well, I'll let you judge. Is this a great photo or what? It's coming soon. Give me a second here. Like I said, I take a lot of random photos when I'm out and about, and this is one of them. Okay. Give me a second. It's coming. Let me see some of your comments while I'm at it. Church Nelly, no, I do not. You are messy. uh, oh, well, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, here comes the other photo. Give me a second here. Now, I saw this, and of course, what fascinated me is because you just don't expect to see so many, people of African descent when you're in Scotland, although I'm sophisticated enough to know that we're there. And I just thought that this was a great photo because it's like very urban. Her hair with the, the purple graffiti on the wall there. I just thought it was a cool photo. So, like I say, I take a lot of photos when I'm traveling, and this is just one of those randoms that I took. Okay, I got something for y'all. All right, all right. I am one of those people that like to oh no, I don't like that one. Let me see. I'll try to find something nice for you. But anyway, let me see your comments. What do you think about that photo? Uh, yeah. Well, thank you for that, Bellissima. I try to take some very artsy photos. That's like one of my things. I let me see. Let me see. Thank you, Baron. You are doing so well. I hope that you have gotten well more than you are. Yeah, honestly, lover. Oh, gosh, I can't believe I just said that. Honestly, lover, I am feeling much better today. Every day is better than the last, and I got until Friday with the antibiotics, and I think I am going to be good. So let me find another great photo. You guys, I got a ton of photos. We're not going to go through them all, of course, but I'm trying to avoid the touristy photos and I'm just going to focus on the people photos. Huh? I don't like that one. No, I don't like that one. Oh, okay. I'll show you another one I took. This one is very kind of artsy. Um, I call this like the best photo that he never knew he took. I don't know this person, but as I was out with my camera, I took this photo. Do not ask me who this person is, but I just thought like the contrast with the steps and the whole thing. I thought that was like a really cool photo. It almost anyway, I'll let you tell me what you think of it. Okay. This is so nice of you guys to let me share my photos like this because it's like nobody ever sees them. I got like thousands of photos that I took and I never show them to anybody. So, thank you for that. Oh, I got to show you this guy. This guy, it looks like amazing. You're going to love this guy. Let me show you. Let me show you. And you're going to say, Baron, where have you been hiding him? Where have you been hiding him? And I have to say, I don't know. I didn't know you were interested. Okay. This guy right here. Huh? Huh? And look at him with wearing that tartan that he bought while he was in Scotland. That's me in Scotland back in 2018. Yeah. I mean, not too hot, but not bad. I mean, making allowances for wear and tear, right? Oh, thank you, Roseanne Campbell. I'm glad you're enjoying the podcast. And yes, it is good for me to have a good laugh, and thank you for that. Okay. Patient today, it breaks my heart how the Sussexes are being treated. It's inhumane. They also abusing little Archie and Lily. That is true, cookies and cream. It's not limited to just the parents, but how they are treating the parents is definitely, um, I guess, going to be part of the legacy for the children. May have, yeah, probably, probably. I think it was just walking up the steps. It was a thing about the steps, and it was kind of a clingy gown, and that's well, I don't know. I just know it was blue, and you can only see a little bit of it. But I said I cannot go to Scotland without buying myself some tartan, or as they say in the U.S., plaid. I had to buy some plaid. Okay. You know what? I got you. I will find you some kilts. As I told you, I crashed a wedding, and there was some kilts there. So I tell you what, I will get to the kilts. Um, I think that's the next thing here. Let me see. Let me see. Was this the wedding day? I think I was in gosh, I think I was in Scotland for like maybe a week. I think I was there for a week. Let me see. Nope, not that. Not that. Nope. Okay, give me a second here. No, I'm not gonna show you that. I can't show you that photo. I think that particular person was working, so I can't show you that photo. And when I say working, I do mean working. So, how sometimes you see someone on the streets and yeah, I think they were that kind of a worker. So I can't show you that photo. I mean, I like to be urban and edgy with my photos, but I think that one was going too far. Okay. Okay, one more second, you guys. I'm almost there. I got to show you the wedding photo because the wedding photos, they were found them. There we go. Found them. Okay, let me see if I can find the best ones. Okay, I'll start you off with this, and then I'll find another for you. Oh, oh wait, they said the file is too big, so I won't be able to share it. Let me see. I said the file is too big. Okay. All right. Okay, I think this one works. Aha, there you go. So, yeah, that's the wedding right there. I got a couple more photos. I will get those to you quickly. Thank you for being patient, everyone. So I believe this was in Glasgow, and I was just like going, oh, let me take that away so you can see clearly. Yeah, and I was just like going to explore the church, and as I was there, a wedding started. So I just kind of stayed and took some photos as though I was invited. Yeah, if you guys have to go, we're just like looking at some photos, and then we are going to ginger avenger ourselves out of here. So um, right now we're just hanging out. But it was cool because it's like you could either be there or not be there. They didn't like give us any hassle about the fact that we were hanging out during the wedding ceremony. So I felt privileged and honored to be there as though I was part of the whole thing. Now, mind you, this was like June the 2nd. So this was like maybe 2 weeks after the Sussexes got married that I was like hanging out there. And I got to show you the bride. I'll show you a nice photo of the bride if you guys care to see it. Again, we're just looking at a couple of photos. If anybody needs to get out of here, it's not going to get much better than this. We're just hanging out and looking at photos. And okay, I think this is a good one of the bride. Let's see. Nope, I don't like that one. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Nope, don't like that either. Okay, I think this is good. Huh, that didn't work. Let me see. I think the file was too big. Let me try one more. Oh, okay, it's coming up, you guys. So that's the bride. Not a great photo, but I couldn't like run around too much because it was not really my day, so it was her day. It was just me visiting the Scotland. So there you have it. That was me crashing the Scottish wedding. Of course, I didn't go into the wedding. I was just outside. Did not bother anybody, I promise you. But yeah, so as you guys know, being Scotland, everybody was wearing their kilts. Well, the guys are wearing their kilts for the ceremony. Just cool to be there though, to be a part of like the crowd standing around. All right, so there we have it. Thanks for letting me share that. I feel very honored that you guys and looked at a couple of my vacation folders. Oh my God, what am I doing today? And I think that was the only really cool photos I had. Yeah, I think that was it. Well, okay, one more, just one more, one more, one more from the wedding. Can you guys believe that we're just like the squatty hanging out looking at other people's wedding photos? As if we know any of these people. Yeah, there you go. Looks kind of blurry to me. I don't know. All right, so that's that. Any last comments? Who want to? Oh, I almost forgot. Let's give love to our faves, the queen of everything, Doria, and the queen of hearts, Princess Diana. They are the ones that helped make the Sussexes the great couple that they are today. Yes, and this is such a wonderful community. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, thank you so much, Roseanne Campbell. You always say the nicest things. Love you, Baron. Baron, have a great rest of the afternoon. Thank you so much, Lucy. I appreciate that. Love you. Thank you so much. Uh, Quite fun. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Well, you know what? One of these days I will share some like, some really nice photos. I'll share a few. And I'll do like an edited video. And then if anybody watches it, cool. If not, that's okay. Let me see. Mary H says, I guess it's so much fun traveling to different countries. I love it. That's like my favorite thing. It's like, it's that whole experience of being someplace away from everything you're familiar with. That excites me. Did you know you kilts go by clan surnames? You just cannot buy one. However, you can have one make up for you according to your last name. Really? I have a friend, his last name is Urquhart, with a U, Urquhart. And he's from Texas. Excuse me. And I told him, I said, you look about as Scottish as I do. But I'm pretty sure if he did some DNA, I am almost certain that he would find his family back in Scotland. So that would be really cool if he did. But he looks about as Scottish as I do. But we know how that stuff happens, right? Yes, I know, I know, I know. And yes, the eye roll is implied. I don't always have to see it to know it's happening. Okay, let me see. All right, all right. Okay, so I think we're good. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you. I'm looking for a last word. A last word, somebody? Something to bring us all together, last word. Somebody that doesn't involve kilt. A last word that does not involve kilt. I love that sentiment. Yes, a picture tells 1,000 words. Let me see. The range is looking to others' windows, so we're good sharing photos. Yeah, that's true. All right, I think that's our last words. Kilts and smooches. I love it. It is topical. It is in the moment, and I say good on you for saying that. Okay, so I love you all. Ginger Avenger, our way out of here. Look forward to the Invictus Games. We got a month, so share whatever you can about it on social media so that we can make sure that they get a great coverage during the Invictus Games. Okay, thanks to everyone. I'm out of here, and Ginger Avenger time. What do they wear up under those kilts? I have been trying to figure that out. I have been trying to figure that out for the longest. So, if y'all know what they wear up under those kilts, tell me next time. But I know what I heard. But anyway, thanks, y'all. Oh, man.